Hi friends, today we are going to see a long story of Milo and the Moonlight Map.
Once upon a time, in a quiet forest where trees whispered secrets to each other, there was a curious raccoon named Rusty. Rusty had a pair of the most inquisitive eyes and ears ever seen on a raccoon. He loved solving riddles and finding treasures hidden by time. Rusty had a pair of the most inquisitive eyes and ears ever seen on a raccoon. He loved solving riddles and finding treasures hidden by time. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky in shades of orange and purple, Rusty found himself wandering next to a sparkling river. He was drawn there by a peculiar glint on the riverbank, a glass bottle wedged between the rocks. He was drawn there by a peculiar glint on the riverbank, a glass bottle wedged between the rocks. With nimble paws, Rusty pulled the bottle free, noticing that it held a rolled-up parchment inside. Carefully uncorking the bottle, he extracted the paper. To his delight, it was a map that seemed to shimmer and glow under the moonlight, which was starting to peek over the treetops. To his delight, it was a map that seemed to shimmer and glow under the moonlight, which was starting to peek over the treetops. The map was old and bore curious symbols that Rusty had never seen before. "This must be a treasure map," Rusty exclaimed, his heart racing with excitement. But the forest was quickly darkening, and the shadows seemed to grow longer as the moon rose higher. Rusty knew he had to move fast if he wanted to follow the map's trail tonight. Rusty scampered down the path guided by the luminous pieces on the map that led to mysterious places like the Twinkle Rock, Starry Glade, and Moonbeam Cave. Each place was more magical than the last, filled with sights and sounds that twinkled and rustled in the night. At last, Rusty's journey brought him to Moonbeam Cave. The cave glowed with a gentle silver luminescence. Inside, Rusty found sparkling stones etched with ancient patterns and a cozy corner full of rare, beautiful flowers. Oh, what a treasure! Rusty cried, realizing that the real treasure was the adventure itself and the simple beauty around him. As he sat there, Rusty understood that being curious had led him not just to a treasure, but to a deeper appreciation for the magic and mystery of his world. When Rusty ventured out of the cave, the moon was high, and the stars were twinkling like diamonds. Content with his findings, Rusty followed the river back home, excited to tell all of his forest friends about his moonlit adventure and the wonders of the night. In the heart of the enchanted forest, where magic whispered through the leaves, lived a curious raccoon named Whiskers. His fur glistened in silver under the moonlight, and his bright eyes always twinkled with mischief. Whiskers loved the forest, not just because it was his home, but because the trees had kind, talking faces and always offered him wise advice. One evening, Whiskers ventured deeper into the mystical woods, drawn by the soft glow of fireflies swirling like tiny stars. As he scurried through the underbrush, he came upon his favorite tree, Old Tallbark, whose face was carved by the wind of time. "Good evening, dear Whiskers," rumbled Old Tallbark, his bark shimmering with gentle light. "What brings you so deep into the forest tonight?" "Hello, Old Tallbark," chirped Whiskers, his voice full of excitement. "The fireflies, they seem brighter tonight, like they have a secret to share. I was hoping you might know why." Old Tallbark chuckled softly, his leaves rustling like laughter. The fireflies danced so brightly, they carry the magic of the forest in their tiny lights. They shine brighter when whispers of adventure stir among the trees. "Perhaps the forest has a tale for you tonight, Whiskers." Whiskers' heart skipped with joy. "Oh, I love tales." In the heart of the moonlit forest, where the shadows danced with the light, lived a curious raccoon named Roscoe. One special evening, as the silver light from the moon washed over the forest leaves, Roscoe caught sight of something extraordinary. There, gliding gracefully through the branches, was a glowing owl, its feathers shimmering with a soft, magical luminescence. Roscoe was entranced. This was not an ordinary owl. It seemed like a creature from dreams, a guardian of the night. With his curious nature beckoning him, Roscoe decided to follow the glowing owl. I must find out where it's going, he thought, his eyes wide open. The owl, with its gentle glow lighting the path ahead, led Roscoe deeper into the forest. The leaves sparkled like silver coins under the moonlight, creating a path of shimmering beauty. Roscoe, with his ringed tail bouncing behind him, followed to the route, careful not to miss any of the owl's turns and leaps. As they journeyed, the forest revealed secrets. The soft hoot of the owl seemed to echo kindness. They passed a family of rabbits snuggled together, and a deer bent gracefully by a bubbling brook. Each creature seemed to understand the owl's special nature, nodding gently as if in acknowledgement. Roscoe's heart raced with excitement. It felt like a part of something bigger, a grand adventure beneath the tranquil night sky. The glowing owl, wise and gentle, guided him to the secluded grove where the trees stood like ancient guardians. In the middle of the grove was a small, magical pond, where the moon's reflection danced like a living painting. The owl swooped down, landing quietly on a branch, and turned its glowing gaze to Roscoe. Under the moon's gentle light, Roscoe understood. This place was special, part of the forest park, where light and shadows played together in harmony. With a grateful nod to his glowing guide, Roscoe sat by the pond, feeling the magic of the moment. As the night deepened, Roscoe closed his eyes. The glowing owl now perched silently by his side, watching over him. In that magical grove, under the watchful eyes of the glowing owl, Roscoe learned that some journeys are not just about where you go, but what you discover along the way.
Bye from now. We will meet in next video. Until then, take care, my dear friends.